Children, today in the topic probability, we are going to discuss the law of total probability. Okay, in this law, we say that say E1, E2, and En are mutually exclusive and exhaustive when associated with sample space S, and A is any event associated with S. Then probability of A will be probability of E1 into probability of A upon E1, right? Plus probability of E2 plus probability of A upon E2 plus and so on, plus probability of En and probability of A upon En. What does this mean? Law of total probability. Let's try to understand. Let's say this is a sample space and in which E1, E2 and E3 are the events up to En are the mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. So if E1, E2, E3 are mutually exclusive events, then the intersection of the events will be null set. Okay, we will not get any element because mutually exclusive are disjoint sets, right? They do not have anything common and they are exhaustive events also. So the union of E1, E2, E3 and En is equals to the sample space, right? So this is the representation by Venn diagram. So if we calculate the value of A, now A can be written as A intersection S, right? This A can be written as A intersection S, and S, the sample space, in place of sample space we can write as E1 union E2 union E3 up to union En, right? When we apply, we can write this as A intersection E1 union A intersection E2 union A intersection E3 and so on up to A intersection En. Now we have studied in the multiplication theorem that A intersection E1 can be written as P E1 into P A upon E1. That means the event probability of event E1 and probability of happening A such that E1 has already occurred, right? So this way we can prove the total law of total probability, right? Note down this much first, children. Okay, children, let's try to understand this with a simple example. Now here the question says the bag contains 3 white and 6 black balls, while another bag contains 6 white and 3 black balls. A bag is selected at random and a ball is drawn. Find the probability that the ball drawn is of white color. Alright, now we have to consider all the cases and we have to find the probability of drawing a white color ball, right? Suppose this bag can be selected and white ball can be drawn, or this bag could be selected or from here white ball can be drawn. So the question is we have to find the probability of getting a white ball, right? So suppose we are first selecting any bag randomly can be selected. So selecting first bag A is, it will be 1 by 2. Selecting bag B, it again 1 by 2. Now first suppose bag 1 is selected, bag A is selected, and we are drawing white ball from the bag A. Then we are getting white ball from bag A. That means bag is already selected. Then after we are drawing a white ball, right? So it will be, so how many white balls are there? 3 white balls, and our total number of balls 9. So it will be 3 by 9, that is 1 by 3, right? And suppose we are in the second case, we can select bag B. Suppose we are selecting bag B, it will be 1 by 2. Getting a white ball from bag B, it will be, how many white balls it has? 6 white balls. So it will be 6 by 9 or 2 by 3. So getting a white ball on selecting any of the bag, that is probability of getting bag 1, white ball from bag 1, probability of getting bag 2, getting white ball from bag 2. Okay, substituting the value, we will get 1 by 2 as the answer. Alright children, please note down the solution. Okay children, let's see another sum. Now in this sum it is given that on 1 has 2 white and 3 black balls, on 2 has 4 white and 1 black ball, and on 3 has 3 white and 2 black balls. And on selected at random and a ball is drawn at random, what is the probability that the drawing a white ball? Now there are 3 bags, on 1, on 2, on 3. From these 3 bags, there are, in first bag you have 2 white, 3 black, second you have 4 white, 1 black, in third you have 3 white and 2 black. Now any bag can be selected at random. So selecting any bag, any one bag from the given 3 bags, it will be probability of selecting first bag 1 by 3, second bag 1 by 3, third bag 1 by 3. Suppose we are selecting first bag at random, first turn at random, then getting a white ball from the first turn, it will be, how many white balls it has? 2. How many number of balls? 5. Total number of balls. So probability of getting a white ball from the first bag, 2 by 5. Probability of getting a white ball from the second bag, it will be 4 by 5, and probability of getting a white ball from third bag, it will be 3 by 5. So probability of getting a white ball, it will be selecting a bag first and getting a white ball from that bag, selecting second bag first and getting a white ball from the second bag, selecting third bag and then getting a white ball from third bag. So it will be 1 by 3 into 2 by 5 plus 1 by 3 into 4 by 5 plus 1 by 3 into 3 by 5. On solving, we'll get 3 by 5 as the answer. Please note down the solution, children. Children, next we are going to study about Bayes' theorem. In this theorem, it is given that if E1, E2, E3 and En are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events associated with a random experiment, and A is any event which is also associated with that same experiment, then the probability of getting EI such that A has already occurred will be equals to probability of EI into probability of A upon EI upon sigma of probability of EI into probability of A upon EI. What does this mean? That probability of getting an event and probability of happening an event A such that EI has already occurred, and this is the sum of the probability. If you have studied in the last law of total probability, this is what written, probability of A is written, right? Now let's see the proof. It is very easy how this has come, right? If we write using conditional probability PEI upon A, this can be written as probability of PI intersection A upon probability of A. Any problem here? Probability of EI intersection A upon probability of A, right? In conditional probability we studied this formula. Now this PA can be written as PI E1 into PA upon E1 plus probability of E2 PA upon E2 plus, we have just recently studied in law of total probability that PA can be written as the sum of the events, right? So now if this denominator can be also written as summation of PEI into probability of A upon EI. So the Bayes theorem is this formula has come. It is called the reverse probability, that happening of E1 such that A has already occurred, right? Note down this much, then we'll discuss the sums. There are a few technical terms that we need to understand. If these terms are used, then how we are going to find. Suppose they are asking about probability of getting E1 event, EI. Then it is also called as priori probability. If we are finding the probability of EI over A, that means A has already occurred and we are finding the happening of EI, then it will also be called as post priori probability, right? And the event E1, E2 and E3, it should be E3, this one. Up and so on up to En are also called as hypothesis. All right. Okay, let's see a sum, children. In this, a bag 1 contains 3 red and 4 black balls, while another bag contains 5 red and 6 black balls. One ball is drawn at random from one of the bags and it was found to be red. Find the probability that it was drawn from bag 2. Okay, children, pay attention that we know that the ball drawn is red. Okay, and we have to find that from which bag it was drawn. So reverse, we are finding the cause, right? Okay, so what is the probability of selecting bag 1? It's 1 by 2. What is the probability of selecting bag 2? It's again 1 by 2. Okay, so suppose if you are drawing red ball from bag 1, then it will be how many red balls it has? 3. Total number of balls 7. So getting a red ball such that bag 1 is already selected, it will be 3 by 7. Probability of getting a red ball such that bag 2 is already selected, it is 5 by 11. 5 red balls, total number of balls 11. So selecting getting a red ball and it was drawn from bag 2, that means we are finding the probability of E2 over E1. We know that red ball we have obtained. Now from which bag it's come from which bag? So what is the probability of getting it from bag 2? All right, so it will be probability of E2, that is probability of getting bag 2 into probability of getting a red ball from bag 2, okay, upon probability of getting bag 1 into probability of getting a red ball from bag 1 plus probability of getting bag 2 into probability of getting red ball from bag 2. This is what? Probability of getting a red ball, sum of all the probabilities. We have studied in law of total probability, right? So when we substitute the value, we'll get 1 by 2 into 5 by 11 upon 1 by 2 into 3 by 7 plus 1 by 2 into 5 by 11. So when we take the LCM and do the reciprocal and then cancel out, we'll get the answer 35 upon 68. All right, so this is the solution of this sum. Please note down. Let's see another sum, children. Now here it is given that in a class having 60% boys and 5% 60% of the boys, that means percentage of boys 60, then percentage of girls will be 40. Okay. In 60% boys there are 5% boys, and from 40% girls there are 10% girls having IQ more than 150. A student is selected at random and found to have an IQ more than 150. Find the probability that the selected student is a boy. Now, what is the probability of selecting how many percent, what percentage of boys we have? 60, percentage of girls is 40. So, selecting a boy is 3 by 5, 60 upon 100. Selecting a girl, child, it will be 40 upon 100, that is 2 by 5. Now, we have 5% of the boys whose IQ is more than 150. So, selecting a boy whose IQ is more than 150, it is 5%, that is 1 by 20. Selecting a girl whose IQ is more than 150, that is 10%, 1 by 10. Now we have to find that probability of getting a boy. Okay, IQ more than 150 and it's a boy, right? Alright, children. We know that the IQ is more than 150. We have to find that it will be a boy. So the student is a boy. Now, so it will be probability of E1 into probability of A upon E1 upon probability of getting a student whose IQ is more than 150. That is sigma PEI upon into PA upon EI, right? So when we substitute the value, it will be 3 by 5 into 1 by 20 upon 3 by 5 into 1 by 20 plus 2 by 5 into 1 by 10. We are substituting the values, right? We have calculated all the values here from here and we have substituted in the formula. Then we solve and simplify and then we'll get 3 by 7. Alright. So what we are finding? We are finding that the selected student is a boy and we already know that his IQ is more than 150. Okay. From the student whose IQ is more than 150, we have to find student, it's a boy. So that is, will be reverse probability, right? Please note down the solution. Let's see another sum, children. Now here it is given that an insurance company insured 4,000 doctors, 8,000 teachers and 12,000 engineers. The probability of a doctor, a teacher and an engineer dying before the age of 58 years are 0.01, 0.03 and 0.05. If one of the insured person dies before the age of 58, find the probability that he was a doctor. We know that a doctor has died. We have to find the probability that he was from the insured person. Then we have to calculate the probability of E1 over A. A is the probability of get insured person and he is a doctor. We have to find, right? So how many doctors are insured? 4,000. What is the probability of insured doctor? Doctor is insured, that is 4,000 upon 24,000. That is 1 by 6. Insured teacher. How many teachers are insured? 8,000. Right. And total number of insured person is 24,000. 8,000 upon 24,000 will be 1 by 3. How many insured engineers we have? 12,000. Total number of insured person 24,000. 12,000 upon 24,000 will be 1 by 2. Alright. Now a person dies and is a doctor insured, right? A doctor, probability of a doctor, a teacher and an engineer dying before the age of 58 are this. Okay. So this is what a person insured and he dies before the age of 58, right? That is 0.01. Okay. Is a doctor, 1 upon 100. Insured person dies and he is a teacher. It's 3 by 100. 0.03 it is given. Person dies and he is a engineer. That is 0.05, 5 upon 100. So we have to find the probability of a person dies, a doctor dies and insured. That means we know that the person who dies is doctor. So we have to find that he is a insured person from the doctors. Right. So we have to find the probability of E1 over A. So this is the probability of insured doctors and this is the probability of a person. A doctor dies before the age of 58 and is a insured, right? So this will be again applying the same formula, substituting the values that we have calculated here, and we'll on solving and simplifying we'll get the value 1 by 22. All right. So this is the opposite of that law of total probability that we have studied. Okay. Please note down the solution, children.